What's up, YouTube? I'm Boone and I'm back with another video. This time it's not an introduction. This time I'm bringing content, right? And this time there's a few things I want to talk about that they're imperative when you're diving into something, whether it's a project or starting a business or really approaching any situation, even just being successful in the job you already have. If you don't get these things right, you won't be successful, right? And the first thing that I want to talk about is your mentality. It's your mindset. It's your state of mind. It's how you approach these things. It's how you're wired in here before you even get started, right? Because your internal dialogue will manifest itself in your results. What does that even mean? Good question, and I'm glad you asked, because what I'm getting at, what I'm talking about is if you talk negatively about yourself, you're either going to talk negatively or positively about yourself and to yourself. And if you're talking negatively about yourself or to yourself in here, then it's going to come out in everything that you do. And this is what people perceive of you. For one, you probably don't even know that you're doing it. And two, they don't even know that that's what they're perceiving of you, right? And I know this to be true. I know this to be fact because I've dealt with it. I've been on both sides. Right? Yeah, right now I'm confident and I'm successful and I can get in front of people and speak, but I couldn't always do that. I couldn't always get in front of people and speak. And there was a point where I didn't have a family, I didn't have money. Nothing in life was measuring up for me, and I was depressed and I just couldn't get anything to work. I couldn't climb that ladder in my work environment, and I couldn't figure it out, and it just got worse and worse, and I just, the depression just builds up, right? And I don't remember where I read it or if I heard it. I really don't know where I gained this knowledge, but I remember getting it, and I remember it being a profound, mind-blowing, really a life-changing experience for me, because I realized, I was like, hey, I do that. I'm horrible to myself. I'm constantly talking down about myself. If I slip, I'm cussing myself out. If a wrench slips off a bolt and I bust my knuckles, I cuss me out, right? And I realized that I did that. And I knew right then, I knew immediately I had to fix it. I had to fix that. And I did. I fixed it. But it's not something you just fix. It's not something you just do, because it takes time. Because the problem is your brain is already wired to do that. It's already wired. Those synapses or whatever the hell they're called is already made. Those pathways in your brain is already there. And you have to change them. You have to break those pathways and make new ones. So you're gonna slip, and you're gonna cuss yourself out, and you're gonna talk negatively about yourself. You're gonna tell yourself you're stupid. You're gonna tell yourself you can't do that still. You're gonna tell yourself, I don't even need to get involved in that. That's above my skill level. You're still gonna do that. But when you catch yourself doing that, right? And you catch yourself and you combat it. You catch yourself saying, I can't do that. And then you have to stop, and you have to consciously reverse your thought and say, shut up, I can do that. I got this. I'm the man. You have to do that. And over time, you will reverse the way you're talking about yourself in here. You'll reverse your mentality. And really, this is where confidence comes from. Confidence doesn't come from standing up straight and looking people in the eyes. It doesn't come from a firm handshake. Those things come from confidence. And that confidence comes from in here how you talk to yourself. It's how you build yourself up. You have to build yourself up before you have confidence. And then when you have the confidence, nobody can tear down what you build up in here, right? if you're building yourself up, nobody else can tear you down. That's what confidence is, and that's where it comes from. And your employer sees it. They don't even realize that they see it, but they do. It's how they perceive you, right? So you have to fix that. That is the first thing you have to fix if you want to be successful at anything in life. I don't care if you're just talking about building an engine to sell to somebody, right? If you don't have that confidence in what you're doing, you're not going to be successful at it. Right? You will never have the confidence to actually invest time or money or whatever into what you're trying to do, what you're interested in doing. You won't, because you won't be confident in it. And you'll hold yourself back, right? And that's the second thing I want to talk about is go all in, right? Don't play this half-assed game where you're like, well, I'll just kind of dabble in it for a little bit. I'll throw a little money at it and see what happens with it. You know, maybe it'll produce something and be worth my time, and then I'll actually get involved in this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you do that, you'll fail. Almost every time you'll fail because you're not actually investing the time, the effort, the money that it requires to be successful in that. You won't do it because you'll see yourself failing and you'll give up. And you're failing because you're not investing what you need to invest to be successful, right? And so you have to go all in and know what you're shooting for, what your make goals. That's my third thing that I want to talk about. Make goals. You have to set goals. I don't care if you set weekly goals, daily goals, monthly goals, something you want to accomplish by the end of the year, but you have to make some kind of goals. You have to set something in motion before you can accomplish anything, right? Because think about it like this. Let's say you want to go on a vacation and you don't set a destination, you just get in the damn car and drive. You're lost. You're loster than shit because you didn't set a goal. You didn't set a destination for where you wanted to end up. So you just driving down the damn highway, you're lost. And it's the same thing with whatever venture you're trying to get into, whatever thing you're trying to do or trying to start, you're going to be lost. You're going to be just wallowing around in it because you didn't set a goal. You didn't set any kind of goal, so you don't actually have anything to accomplish because you're just messing in it, and it's really a waste of time, and it's time that you could be spending on something else, and effort you could be investing in something else, and to be successful in that, right? And actually, Denzel Washington, I'm quoting him right now, because he said, don't confuse movement with progress. And that's profound because he said, just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean you're getting a lot done. And that's what's going to happen if you don't set goals. Even if you're doing a lot, you won't be getting anything done because you don't have a destination. You're lost, right? And so make goals, go all in, and fix your mindset. You got to get your mind right. But the fourth thing I want to talk about is be consistent. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing, do it all in and be consistent. And just stay on the same path the whole time. Don't veer off and get distracted because something else catches your attention. Because you're that's like going to Disney World on vacation and then deciding you want to go visit New York City. By the time you get to New York City, your vacation is over and you got to go home. You never even make it to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever I just said. So be consistent. Stay on the same path. I don't care if you're getting into sports, right? Or whatever it is, you have to be consistent in your efforts to actually reach your goals and get to where you want to be and be successful. And there's a quote that I heard actually today that I figured would be good to leave this video off with, and it's from Nelson Mandela, and he said, "There's no passion to be found playing small and settling for the life that's less than the one you're capable of living." That's pretty real, man. So don't settle, because it's not worth it. That's what he's saying. It's not worth it. Don't settle. Set your goals, get your mind right, go all in, actually do it. Invest the time and money and energy it takes to be successful at it. Whether you're talking about your career at work, or you're talking about a project you're trying to do, or a business you're trying to start, be consistent and stay on the same path, man. Just keep it up, and I'll come back at you with another video soon. Take it easy.